Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond. How to get out of Babylon. One of the things you need to do to get out of Babylon is have a place to go. And I'm not talking going to the bathroom. I'm talking about a place to go. Get out of Dodge. A BOL, a bug out location. I like SLS. You need a SLS, soft landing spot. I have heard that term from so many people, and that's basically what we're, trying to do and have been doing. I've been doing for years. Trying to develop as much of that as possible. I've been to. You would get bored listening to me recount the. Well, it wouldn't be boring, but I've been to a lot of meetings that were specifically geared toward that. Two with Ken Updegrove, one with Vincent Xavier, New Wine Ministries, moved his whole ministry out here from California. The featured speaker was Greg Evenson. That was an awesome meeting. I mean, they're all awesome meetings. The second one with Ken was really unfortunate. It was like the first one everybody just called The Gathering, because it was a gathering, and it was about the gathering, the second Exodus, And then the second meeting was just, I called it the blow-up meeting, the ungathering, because it was like geared to destroy everything that he'd already done. So it was very sad to see that happen. And then we got together, he repented, and we got back together, and we started working together, and he put my stuff on his website, and many people got in touch with us, got in touch with him, and he said, well, I don't have anything going on, so contact Jerry. Boom, people moved here. Sight unseen, one family packed up everything and moved here from South Dakota, everything they owned. Because of that, double witness, and that's what she said. I saw a double witness between two Christian brothers. Well, pooh, that's gone by the wayside. That's far, far less important than Ken's doctrine, personal, idiotic beliefs about the earth and everything. So he believes the earth is a globe spinning in space, because NASA said so and Satan told him so. Lucifer. Why did they call it the Apollo missions? Because Apollyon is a destroyer of truth. Damn dumb, I'll tell you. The king of the bottomless pit, whose name is in the Hebrew Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. Well, we got to call this the Apollo moon missions. That's the God we worship. So why would we not name it after the God we worship? We got to prove it's a globe. Watch the BBC documentary, for crying out loud, people. It leaked. It's out there. They're never going to stick it back in a can and destroy it. It's out there. They show exactly. It's NASA footage of what they did to come up with that stupid shot of the Earth from space. They were not halfway to the moon. They were in low Earth orbit. That's all they've ever been able to get to. They cannot go beyond low Earth orbit. They admit that now. They'll tell you flat out. There's a lot of NASA documents, a lot of NASA videos saying that. We can't go beyond low Earth orbit. Anyway, okay, so that wasn't the topic. Bunny trail, no. Soapbox, rant, over. Okay. What I want to talk about is you got to have a place to go, a bug out location. That's what we're trying to do here. That's what Jersey and I are wanting to build here, primarily for her family, no question. My family's here. My family don't need a bug out location. We are at our bug out location. Now, my extended family, well, like hers, they're all over the country. But my extended family is not as close as hers is. They actually have, communication and stuff, and do things together, and we don't. My family on the Diamond side does have a family reunion, and I haven't been to it for, I don't remember when. It would take me a long time I'd have to ask my wife when it was that we went last. It's been a long time. I'd like to go. But anyway, primarily, this is a bug out location, a soft SLS, a soft landing spot. We want it to be. We want mini cabins here, tents, teepees, whatever. You want to camp out, you got to get your feet back on the ground. Why rent something? I mean, I don't believe in that, And there's going to be people listening to this. We've already chatted back and forth, sister, that no, I wouldn't recommend renting. I just assume sometimes people, that's what they want to do. you know. Well, she's trying to get out of a tailspin, you know, trying to get out of a, whatever you want to call it, the system, trying to get out of, you know, being strangled to death financially. So I understand that, and there's no reason to, you know. How are you willing to rough it? That's the next question. You know, what are you willing to do to make that happen? So my plan was to live in tents. You know, we're going way back, and I started buying tents and sleeping bags. And at one time I figured, well, if there were 100 people and we had to go to the Rockies, I could probably keep most of them alive. You know. Now we have many multiplied times that capability. So. So yeah, this is going to be a soft landing spot. So now how that's all going to work out in real time, real space, you know, it's going to be, it'll be difficult. You know, there'll be edges, but what we're reading in Lights Out is, you know, it happening. And yeah, you're going to rub shoulders with people, and there's going to be people that you thought were good people, that you thought were your friends, thought were your best friends, and they turn out they're not your best friends. It's happened to me already. Former brother T. You know, we're on the same page, man. I love talking to Brother Jerry. You know, well, find out that the reason I thought he was saying that because we were on the same page, but I found out he was saying that because I love talking to Brother Jerry because I don't have to say anything because Jerry never stops talking. Oh, well, thanks a lot. You know, I thought it was because we were, you know, like-minded, like-hearted, which we were. I thought we were, but we're not. You know. Sheep don't become goats. That's all I can say. Goats are goats. And goats, you might think they're sheep, and then someday you find out they're goats. And it'd be nice to know ahead of time. And I saw that coming. I saw it coming. I knew this guy was going to turn on me and stab me in the back. And he did. Basically tried to kill me. But he didn't. Maybe he didn't realize it, but that's what he was doing. And anyway. And I'm not. Forgiveness is important, and this morning I prayed. I said, Father, if there's anybody that I haven't forgiven, because you know I've forgiven him. I don't care. I've forgiven my wife. I've forgiven Sherry. You know, for the things they did to me, horrible things. All three of them. You know, concerted effort by the same entity to kill me, no question. Don't tell me that one evil spirit that is the most intelligent, one of the most intelligent of evil spirits, and the most powerful of evil spirits, and the most intelligent, powerful, and evil. Yeah, one of the most intelligent, one of the most powerful, and one of the most evil spirits cannot control three people at the same time. You know, hello. Yeah, it can. And it's not necessarily a female or male spirit. It just controls people. And yeah, it was a concerted effort. So anyway, rant over. But forgiveness is important. I said the other day about the video I listened to of on Jim Bakker's channel, Jansen or something like that. I don't know. Put the link down below. You know, but he talked about God's slingshot. You know, and so I get online. I like to do things like, you know, in bulk. So I found this, and it was 32 feet surgical tubing. That'll make a lot of slingshots. It's not heavy wall, but it's thicker than that stuff on that dart thing. It'd fire darts and get fish, right? So, but he said, you know, once you've forgiven Joseph, you know, his life, you know, gets thrown in the ditch. That's bad. Gets sold into slave. That's bad. Gets thrown in prison. That's really bad. You know, he's going to get killed. That's bad. You know, and it's just like all it is that God is, you know, he's got his I'm seeing more than two ends here. I thought this would be continuous. You know. You're going backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards, and you forgive, and you've done everything. And Joseph, there's nothing recorded of Joseph that he did bad, other than kind of lying to his brothers a little bit, you know. Wham, you're launched, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's about to happen. The great launching. So soft landing spot. How's it going to work out? I don't know. We've only got 2 acres here, not that much. But here's my point. Here's my point. This is not a solo effort anymore. I have been going solo. I have been doing solo since 1980. Okay. First, at times my family was on board, but since the vision, and since, you know, really going at it from a godly perspective, and changing a lot of my thinking as far as prepping and survivalism. Christian survivalist is an oxymoron. No such thing, doesn't exist. Okay, in so many words. I mean, you can be a prepper, you can be a survivalist, but to have the mental attitudes that most survivalists have is anti-Christ, anti-biblical, anti-Christian, anti-God, anti-kingdom for sure. That's do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Shoot first and ask questions later. Us four, no more. Is that how you want people to treat you? And I've actually asked people that. They get really mad when you mention that. I was hungry and you didn't feed me. I was thirsty and you didn't give me water to drink. I was sick and you didn't come visit me. I was in, prison. A lot of people are going to hear words that they don't want to hear before they're sent off to the left. You go that way. So our words and our actions will determine our fate, our destiny. Your words and your actions will determine your destiny. Now, here's my point. I've been doing this solo for a long time. Since the year 2000, as far as the ministry of how to get out of Babylon, solo, pretty much. Did not have the support. I haven't had the support of my family. Have not had the support of my help meet my firstborn son. Not there, unfortunately for them. And I forgive them. I specifically prayed for both of them too this morning, and it's just like, yay. I have no bitter feelings or hard feelings at all. And it's just every one of them I came to, Brother T. Oh, he's a prisoner to his addiction, and this sister is a prisoner to her addiction, and prisoner to bitterness, prisoner to alcohol, prisoner to hatred, prisoner to, and those are very, very hard things. When you feel sorry for yourself, or you feel like so-and-so did you wrong, that's hard to get away from. I had that with one of my children, and I had told him, hey, I did wrong, and I ask your forgiveness. Well, instead of hearing that, they held that against me. I had confessed to him for like 10 or 15 years. Had been eating away at them. Did it hurt me? No, I wasn't even aware of it. So, anyway, point being is, this cannot exist, cannot succeed as a solo operation. We need help. Jersey's coming, but we both have no income. I mean, nothing to speak of. We have limited income, and we're not gonna be able to buy everything. We don't have any gardening stuff at all. Nothing. No hose. Not a hose. There's not hose one. No rakes. No hose. No shovels. No nothing. I don't have a chainsaw to drop a tree. I don't have anything. And we got to have that. We've got to have a lot of stuff, and it ain't going to happen. We don't have. There's no fuel in that propane tank. I'm not using the propane tank. It's a 500-gallon tank. If that was full, that would be years worth of cooking, which is all we would ever use it for. I am going to, one way or another, I'm going to have rocket stoves in here. I want to have one in here, right across the wall. I'll show you that how I'm going to lay it out sometime. There's too much junk in here right now, and I want one under the house. So, and maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. If we go into the, the Ice Age thing, I'm going to have this place roasty toasty. It's just too damn simple and too damn cheap to do it. You can build a rock stove in a weekend out of junk, junk. So, scrap metal, brick, stone, clay, cob oven, cob mass, thermal mass. Water is better, 5 times better than anything else. Why not use water? So, anyway, that is a lot of just some things I was going to throw out there. So, basically what I'm asking about is prayer. Pray for this idea, this ministry, this vision. Pray for this farm. Jersey's allegedly going to come here, this month, last month, the month before that. Hopefully the weather will cooperate this month, 31st. Supposed to be able to get here. So there's another nor'easter coming through. I don't know if they've been hit in Chicago area, not Illinois. But the last map I saw, the U.S. deep freeze on ADAPT 2030, and I haven't had time to go back and look at it because I went on this run to get stuff. It looks like it's going to hit Missouri, even down into Missouri, so I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, that's about it. Just asking for prayer and just be aware that this isn't going to be a solo ministry. It ain't going to happen. If it's just her and me, it ain't going to happen. Just can't. We'll do what we can. If family shows up or something and then the shit's hit the fan and her family shows up, well, there's a garage out there and here's a tent and here's a sleeping bag, spare tent, spare sleeping bag, spare stove, do what we can. But rocket stoves and in-ground trench rocket stoves and all that can be all set up ahead of time, and I want to do that. But there's not that much land either, like I said. So anyway, we will look it over when she gets here, and I haven't been out and looking at that whole thing, because I know between all these trees there's going to be roots everywhere, and that's going to be a nightmare. The trees have got to come down. That's another thing. Equipment, help. I did talk to my son. He did say he'd come out and do it, top them, and then Bill can drop them. But it's like doing work for Bill he's getting paid to do. Like, that might take 2 or 3 years. He said, I ain't saying when. I'm like, next weekend. Next year, maybe. I don't know. I'd like for him to come out and see my grandkids. I haven't seen them for months now. At least 2 months since I've been here. So anyway, all right. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant. So be there or be square.